I'm Laura from Recent Arts. Today I'm going to show you how to use vinyl as a mask in your ink paintings. I'll also touch on using color theory to blend inks so your colors are related. Today I am working on a 6x6 tile. I got these at my local ReStore for 10 cents each. Supplies that you'll need for this project are a tile or Yupo or some other synthetic paper, a scrap of synthetic paper for your color test, paintbrush, palette, isopropyl alcohol, I have some in this little thing, your vinyl mask, this is one that I made on my Silhouette Cameo, it is my city's logo. The texture maker, that's optional, I'm going to use a toothbrush today. And always bring your wet wipes and your paper towel. And I also have pointed Q-tips that I use for cleanup. You can use your Candair or air compressor to dry your tile if you like. It's not necessary though. And let's begin with our color test. So today I'm using these two colors. They are Ranger colors, Tim Holtz. I'm using Sunshine Yellow and Sailboat Blue. I live in Bend, Oregon, which is a beautiful place to live. We've got, it's the high desert, so I chose the Sunshine Yellow because it's always sunny here, 300 days of sun a year. And we have the Deschutes River that runs through the middle of us. So I chose Sailboat Blue. Here is the Sunshine Yellow. And I am just doing a color test now. And we all know from, grade school or kindergarten or wherever you learned about the color wheel that yellow and blue make green. So I am doing a test here to see how the Sunshine Yellow will combine with this Sailboat Blue, which is a lovely color also, on my tile. So we can see that it actually makes a really lovely greenish blue kind of I don't know, it reminds me of like portions of Crater Lake, if you've ever been there. It's a really, really deep lake caused by a collapsed volcano here in Oregon. And the water is like a combination of those two colors. Okay, so the first thing I am going to do is clean my tile. It's just alcohol in a spray bottle. My dog, Indiana Jones, is in here helping me. He's going to earn a sticker. The next thing I'm going to do is lay down my background color. This is going to be the color of the logo on the tile. Alright, so now that I have this to a place where I am happy with it, I'm ready to move on to the next step, which is applying the vinyl mask. Now I'll just point out, it's not even all throughout. It's got lines in it, it's got little bloom patches and spots where the ink didn't cover. Don't worry about that, because we're going to be applying another color over the top. first of all. And secondly, underneath, those things will all create visual interest inside the logo or the area that you masked. Now, here is my mask. And this part for me is always the fiddliest part. But I'm going to show you how these things work. So I have here the vinyl mask is this part here that's like a lighter color. It's kind of bumpy. And then behind it is, this is like application film so that you can align each piece exactly where you want it. That's how it looks perfect. So I'm gonna turn mine a little to the side because I think that's more visually interesting. And center it. Oh, this part's hard. Okay. So now I'm gonna, whoops, see how sticky that is. I'm gonna lay it down, and I use hotel keys for this. Thanks, Oxford Sweets. To make sure that it doesn't have any like glaring air bubbles that'll distort the final product. And then once I have it on there, I use that hotel key to smoosh it down so that the vinyl adheres to the tile. So I'm pretty sure that's adhered. So this is how I take off my application film. It's stuck to my paper towel. So I don't want it to peel off the mask behind it. So I kind of use it, I don't know what you would call that, to keep it flat. And the key is go slow. There. The masked areas will stay yellow, and the yellow areas will turn that beautiful green that we created. And the colors will be related because the green will have been made with the blue, with the yellow that the logo is made of. So now I'm just going to go over and make sure that it's down really good. I've had designs where the inks have seeped underneath the edges of the mask, and it actually looks pretty cool. But if that's not what you're looking for, if that's not what you're going for, you want to make sure to pay really good attention to how well adhered this is, and you probably don't want to pour your second ink, because the more ink that you put on there, the more it's going to weaken this bond. So let's start applying our sailboat blue over the top of our mask. Get it on there. Oh, that'll work. So I'm just going to kind of pounce it on with my paintbrush. That kind of gives it a really neat look. And, don't worry about pooling there, how it pooled and left some blue. That's kind of pretty. And again, it's gonna, all the colors will be harmonious in the end. One thing you can do is use those pointy Q-tips to kind of soak up some of the ink, so you don't get those black lines. The ink will keep moving and it'll cover your little pokes. So Don't worry about that. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do then is I am going to put a little texture in there. So I'm taking my toothbrush and I am dipping it in alcohol and shaking off the extra, and then I'm just going to brush my finger over the bristles. It's that old trick. You don't need much. And it there. It gives it so much visual interest, don't you think? Okay. You really want to make sure that your tile is dry before moving on. One way that I check is I press the side of my hand against it, and if it's not sticky at all, then I know it's dry. For a finished look, you're going to want to do something with those edges. So I'm just going over them with my paintbrush. So this is dry. I've tested it. So it's time for the big reveal. Yay! Now to peel off your vinyl, you can buy tools to get the vinyl mask off. I use a dental tool that I got at like a surplus store in Chicago when I was visiting. So you're just gonna super carefully grab that vinyl, and then you're gonna peel it off. Oh, look, it is so satisfying to do this, you guys. Oh, that is so pretty. Wow, is that spectacular or what? So now you will want to seal your tile, depending on what you're going to do with it. I seal it with like Camar varnish, and then I pour resin over the top, because that means that whoever ends up with your art is getting something that is really not going to scratch or peel or anything like that. So you definitely want to find a way to seal it. Some people use the triple thick, the Krylon, not Krylon, who does that one? Rust-Oleum triple thick. I don't know how that works on tile, because I use the resin. And finally, I wanted to show you what you can do with your tile. I like to put mine into tile boxes. They're built just for artist tiles. I order mine online from Aftosa, AFTOSA. And so I know there's some glare on there, but maybe if I tilt it, you can see how nice that looks in that box. And I haven't glued it in, so I'm going to hold it down, but then you have like a box that you can sell. They also sell tile frames, so you can hang your art. Don't forget to sign your work. I always sign mine on the back, and if I put it inside a box, I sign it inside the rim. I hope you enjoyed watching. It was really fun hanging out, and I will see you again for the next thing.